Shalom, I'm Rabbi Benyamin Vineburg, one of the chaplain residents here at Michigan Medicine. Along with Rabbi Sarah Adler, I have the privilege of serving both Jewish and non-Jewish patients in the hospital and in the health systems. I was asked to provide some words of wisdom, ones I give with great trepidation, to the patients visiting the Jewish section of our spiritual care page. We've created this with the help of chaplain resident Bridget Hemmink and the staff chaplains as a way to access spiritual care and some peace during this very tumultuous and chaotic time. I've thought carefully about the type of message I want to share with everyone, and I feel wholeheartedly that it has to be one of hope. Coronavirus, COVID-19, has turned our world upside down. The hustle and bustle that we're used to, the Facebook need it right now attitude has been one that we have quickly embraced, but now quickly seen is not all it's cracked up to be. In a time where, like patients in a hospital, we've lost our freedom, our ability to communicate. Jews, as we know, are not praying in synagogues these days. That's something very different and very strange for all Jews of all sects of Judaism. We're forced to be home, to be by ourselves, to be with our thoughts. We may not know exactly how to pray to God. We may not know what to say. Some of us are asking if there's someone to blame. Where is God during all this? How do we get through it? How long will it last? So many questions with an unequal amount of answers. I've spent some time thinking about what I would encourage patients, families, and friends to do during this time. And simply put, it's a religious answer, but that is to pray. I want to tell you, though, that the word prayer is not one I love to use, because the prayer I'm talking about is not one that you would learn about in a religious school, nor is it a religious doctrine. I'm not talking about opening a prayer book. I'm talking about experiential, existential, beautiful, wholehearted prayer from your heart. God in the Old Testament is likened to a father, but he is whoever you need him or his divine feminine presence to be. He's your mother, he's your father, he's your friend. Embrace that. The Hasidic founder, the Baal Shem Tov, says that God is where your mind is. Find him wherever you are. I would encourage all of you to take some time to meditate, to be with your thoughts, to push away the fear and anger, to push away the committee in our heads that tells us things aren't right, that fear and anguish need to overtake us. Look beyond the fear. Go above to the ultimate knowing that there is a God that loves you and appreciates you and does everything for our benefit. For those of you that may be asking, how do I pray? I can't read Hebrew. I may not know what to say or what to do, and that's okay. Sometimes sit, close your eyes, say or think what's in your mind and from your heart. There's a beautiful story about a shepherd boy who was passing a synagogue. He heard inside the synagogue a group of men praying. He entered the synagogue and he began to say the first thing that came to his mind. And he screams at the top of his lungs, Aleph, the first letter of the Jewish alphabet. Bet, the second letter of the Jewish alphabet. And he continues, now the men in the synagogue were quite perturbed. How could this young man, who had no idea what he was saying, come and interrupt our prayers? But the rabbi turned sternly around and rebuked them and said, can't you see? The young boy used the letters to form whatever prayer was in his heart that his mouth could not utter. His prayers went directly to God, while ours are still having challenge getting there. I would encourage all of you to spend some time in meditation and prayer. Don't allow yourself to go and stay in the anger and fear of the resentment of what's going to be next. There is a time and place for those things. And it's okay to feel scared, concerned. As Jews, we're not allowed to worry. We are always encouraged to serve God with joy. In our principle of emunah and faith, we know that God does things for a divine purpose. We know that everything he does is for our benefit, and that ultimately it's for our good. I would encourage you over the next several days leading up to Passover that you tell each other and communicate not only with God about how much you love each other, how much you appreciate one another, how much you're dedicated to strengthening yourselves, to giving to charity, to doing acts of kindness for those that may not be able to do things for themselves, and to learn a little bit more about yourself because you are worth the time and effort. In this time where everything is silenced and everything is quiet, let's seize the opportunity to better ourselves and ultimately change the world and make it look a lot different than it did before coronavirus. God bless you and be with you.